Hello everybody, welcome to the 4th episode of Being an Entrepreneur podcast. So today I want to discuss just a recap of the few things I've already discussed on this podcast. And it is the first one, which was the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. Second, financing your business. Third, using Keeper to file your taxes. So there's a lot of things to consider when you are thinking about starting a business. For one, you need a business plan. That's your number one thing that you need to do, is create a business plan, because that allows you to focus on your target audience. What marketing solutions are you going to utilize to market your business? 3, you have to also do your market research to make sure that your product or service that you are going to service for the community and customers is serviceable, or for one, the product is liked. So look at today's trends. Social media is huge these days, so a lot of people are getting inspiration through Pinterest, through Instagram, through TikTok. I know, it was temporarily banned, but now I think it's back on. And a lot of YouTube. So people are using YouTube just as much as Google search, where if you need a how-to video or how to do something, then people are using YouTube to figure out how to do things. Once you've created your business plan, you have to make sure you have the necessary licenses and permits needed. If it's for food, then you have to make sure you have the proper permits and selling permits and licensing to distribute food. If it's a product, then you need to also have a seller's permit in order for you to sell products online or in a retail store. Also, understand your financial needs. So I did mention before that you don't need much to start a business. If you're thinking about starting a business, first of all, if you have a business name and you want to reserve that business name, create a domain name. You can create a domain name by, for one, creating a Gmail account and reserving that Gmail account and creating that domain through them. And the lowest cost to reserve a Gmail account would be like under $10. And then you have that domain that you can utilize for your website. So once you actually have that domain, because there's certain limits of slots that is available in the market for you to reserve a name, the hardest part is to obtain that name and actually creating a website for that name. So when you reserve that domain, again, $10 at most, some people charge $12, depending on where you go to obtain that domain. There's different avenues you can take, but having that domain is very important, because that's going to be where you're going to have your website. And essentially, in order for you to sell, especially in e-commerce, you're going to need a website, so people can go onto your website and make purchases of your product or service. So to really start, having a work email would be a good start, because when you have a work email, not only do you have that, but you're also reserving your domain name. And this can also coincide with getting a website. There's a few websites that I use. That's web.com, Square, and Shopify. So I use 3 different platforms to host my different several businesses that I own. Now the question is, how do you have so many businesses? I can't, because this is what I do for work. So I did mention in my first video that I pretty much can do what LegalZoom can do. I'm just new. My product is the only service that I have that's beneficial to most consumers and startups, is that my registration agent fee is only $50 a year. And then there's the state fees they have to pay depending on what document that needs to be submitted. That's not included, but it's $50 flat. That's all you have to pay. And I file those documents needed for your business, so you're in compliance with the state and federal government, to making sure that you don't receive any penalties, because there are certain forms that you need to reapply every year to be in compliance with the state if you are a business owner. That's pretty much what I do. I just handle those legal documentations, and I'm eligible because that's what being an entrepreneur is. I handle those legal documents as a California state registered agent for the state of California, which I am registered. That's pretty much what I do, is handling those legal documents. If you're not familiar with my YouTube, I do YouTube on my career, which I'm a human resource professional, military life, I am a military spouse, as well as business and being an entrepreneur. I am currently working towards my certifications in human resources to get my certification so I could be more senior in my realm of profession. And I am also documenting YouTube videos about military life and how I'm progressing throughout my career and my businesses, so I document that. And I also have the entrepreneurial podcast, which is dedicated to those that are interested in starting a business but don't know how to, how you say, they don't know how to, they don't know where to start. So create a business model, find your target audience, come up with a financial plan that can sustain your business month to month. Once you figure that out, do digital marketing, which in most cases, social media is free. YouTube is free, Instagram is free, TikTok is free. What else do we have out there? Pinterest is free. So you have these different social media marketing tools that you can utilize to market your business to the community or to customers. So essentially, the hardest thing when it comes to starting a business is how to market yourself. So it's very important for you to start like a social profile just to get you started, so you can start posting your products on Instagram, or posting like your journey or behind the scenes of your businesses for the product or service that you're trying to sell to the customer. YouTube is huge, and what people are utilizing these days to showcase like the production of being a business owner, which is something I would highly recommend, because that also can gain an audience and also introduce them to your product as well. So those are the key things is to focus. Is the hardest part is to jump and market yourself. So again, create a business plan, know your target audience, create a financial plan to sustain your business month to month, and don't be afraid if you're not making revenue within the first year, because it's the hardest part is to get customers. It's because you have to market yourself. Creating a social media platform for yourself is one of the great ways to reach the masses and to expose people to your product or services, especially if they could help them in their personal lives or make their lives better. I think that's very essential in thinking about starting a business. If it's going to help the community, especially if it's going to help a need, a necessity, or solving a problem, which was discussed in the first podcast. This is where we need to begin. I did say in my previous podcast, invest in yourself. So if you're thinking about being a business owner, you really have to be financially frugal, and you have to think about where you put your dollars and cents at, because you're going to count every dollar and every penny once you start a business, because you're going to need that extra money to invest in your business so you can progress. Now, one thing to consider, if you're thinking about starting a business, investing in yourself means put money aside towards your business that will allow you to sustain the upkeep. Having that work email, having that website, and then if you have inventory, making sure you have enough money to purchase your inventory and to replenish your inventory. So I did say put about $500 a month just to get you started. It's going to be a slow progress, but trust in the journey, trust in the progress. Now that we discussed about finances, do you really need to make a lot of money your first year? Here's the thing. What you need to consider is taxes at the end of the year. Now, I did mention Keeper is what I utilize to do my taxes, and for filing taxes as well as deductions, it's $200 to do. If you just want to track your deductions for every purchase was made towards your business, then that's only $20 a month. But when it comes to tax time, so this is what you can do. You could pay the $200, so it's counting your deductions as well as filing your taxes, which is a better overall solution. Or just track your deductions for the beginning. If you can't make that $200 purchase, track your deductions. Now I'm going to show you a video. You can see that in the video I have my deductions, and in those deductions it gives you the option to select that item if it's a verified business expense. So I did mention about business expense and deductions that you can receive, and I'm actually going to link that PDF file today so you can have access to it. And these are a list of deductions that you can write off on your business taxes once you get it solidified and you have a business account and you're using this account primarily for your business. Separate that from your personal. Very important not to jumble the two, because if you do not separate the two, then it's going to cause a lot of hassle and confusion when it comes to filing your taxes at the end of the year as a business owner. So make sure you create that business account, and you should have created that business account when you registered your business as an preferable LLC. Reason why is because there's limited liability, which allows protection for you as a business owner from any personal lawsuits that will come your way, and separate that from you as an individual. So your business will get hit with the lawsuits if something were to occur, and you will not be personally affected, so it will not hurt your personal credit. So this is the reason why registering your business is very important, and having an LLC is preferred. A lot of people don't understand the difference between which business entity to choose. I highly recommend LLC as a start, just because of that protection. I know at the end of the year, having an LLC in the state of California, there is that $800 tax fee that you have to pay, and that's mandatory whether you make revenue or not, but that's something to consider. But the benefit about being a business owner is that you're accruing all these expenses that are tax deductible write-off that can be towards your end of the year taxes, which can offset that fee. So I give it to Keeper to handle my taxes, being a business owner and also a working professional. So I don't have to figure all that out myself. Before, I was manually writing down my deductions as far as what business expenses were and keeping all my receipts, but that wasn't really productive, and you could get lost in that mess. Doing everything digitally, especially in today's world, everything is digitized. Having Keeper keep track of your expenses helps us a lot in terms of keeping track of where your business expenses goes. Not only that, you're keeping your health. Keeper is being liable for that, in terms of they're going to be the ones filing your taxes at the end of the year, so they're going to have to worry about which ones to keep and which ones to not. I'll show you that video again of how much it costs to have $199 price for your deductions as well as filing your taxes. And I'll show you a reel here of what it looks like to have those deductions listed on the Keeper app. So you know that not only that, referring back, since it is tax season, you want to make sure you're going to file your taxes. If not, there are penalties and you could potentially go to jail. So definitely file your taxes. Do not avoid it. There's no way around it. You got to file. And I mentioned in my previous podcast the benefits of being a business owner versus just a consumer is that those tax write-offs do offset certain things and the benefits of being a business owner, certain things versus not having a business. You really have to figure that out. If you're interested in learning more about what it is to be becoming an entrepreneur, take me for example. I have several businesses under my name, and I do have an LLC. So this is how it works. I'm gonna spill the secret for you. So I have being an entrepreneur as my LLC, and that's the mother company, but you can also have small businesses underneath the LLC as doing business as, and this is only in the state of California that I know of as far as legal work when it comes to legal entities and being established in the state of California. So you can have multiple businesses, which is how I'm able to have a Spare Cafe, Black Apparel Incorporated. Those are the two right now, but I'm able to have those businesses and I'm able to keep it afloat because I'm just maintaining my website, spending money on my inventory, and making sure that all those subscriptions I'm paying to keep it afloat is being paid. that's why I'm able to have like at least 3 businesses under my name, because being an entrepreneur is the LLC, and the other businesses below it is protected by that LLC. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was beneficial. Again, if you're interested for more videos, check out the podcast. And hello, gorgeous. Love you guys. Bye.